Oh my god.
Right, I'll go down there, you do your intro. Do you remember where the record button is? It's like, oh, you're already recording. Hey, YouTube. Right, I'll let you do your intro.
So anyway, you lot have asked for more uncut content, so hopefully this is going to satisfy those desires. So what we're going to do today is what is essentially the beginning of a new series, and we're going to document it from start to finish. Now, this isn't necessarily exactly what we've done before, and I'm certainly not going to be able to get the camera angle or hold this camera for too long. So we're going to go and see if we can find Ben. So let's go and see if we can find him. Where is he? Okay, now.
Making coffee.
No, but your mic's not on.
I'm blaming the videographer. I don't even know.
Is it on?
No.
Oh, look, green light. So, Ben, what we're going to do is a bit of a combination. What's that mug you've got?
Tech Motorsport.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Open to...
Although they were free.
Open to opportunities. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, are we going to do a little bit of a build series on this interesting RS?
Why not?
Let's get it done then. Do you think we should do more handheld like this, which is what everyone seems to be wanting, or a combination?
Combination, I think.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
way too hard to hold this camera.
Yeah, the cameras are too heavy, and also it's really annoying when you keep stuffing the camera in my face, so I hate
What,
it.
like this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through. What is it, Ben?
What's what?
Tell us.
This car?
Yeah.
Focus RS. Well, what do you want to know?
Anything you wish to tell us.
So, it's kind of mainly a massive guesstimate, to be perfectly honest with you, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think the current owner had the kind of power side of it done. Am I right in thinking that?
No, I didn't.
So, from what we know is the engine was built, I think, about 10 years ago by Darren Performance, which suggests to us that at the power it's running, which is around about 500 horsepower currently, we can make a decent guess as to what the spec would be based on what certainly Pete and really everyone else was doing for that kind of power at the time. So I think we know it's got Wiseco pistons in it and some rods.
So basically, Ben actually made a call in yesterday, or the day before, whichever day, I've lost track on this, and we actually approached Pete and asked him about the vehicle. It's dead hard to remember everything about every vehicle, so Pete suggested that it probably was the spec we imagined. So I think the best thing to do next is to kind of tell the viewers exactly what the customer's looking to achieve. So I'm going to switch back over to Ben and throw him under the bus, because I priced this job and I only told him and showed him the job card. So anyway, let's cut back to Ben.
The long and the short of it is, this car gets used for track, and the customer's basically just got used to the power and wants some more without going too ridiculous and making the car sort of completely undrivable and useless for the track. Yeah, so basically we're looking to go from where we are to around about the 700 horsepower mark. Obviously these days that's going to mean standalone ECU and whatever else, and the turbo setup and everything that he's got on there isn't going to be sufficient, so we're going to end up taking the turbo kit off. We're going to have to do a fuel system, standalone ECU, and he's having a couple of suspension bits and bobs. Engine-wise, I think realistically we're going to have to probably do some head work. It's got cams in currently, some Sidetech 1.5s. It's going to have big valves and a ported and polished head, realistically. For
Bet you
that
can't
kind
do
of
that
car.
again.
No, probably not.
I'm going to try and say it properly.
Ported and polished.
Yeah?
Yeah, so we're going to do some head work, chuck some big valves in it. I think when we tell the customer it's going to need that. like Darren said, we spoke to Pete and he's pretty much confirmed that even though it's got cams in it, he wouldn't have done any head work for that kind of spec back in the day. So yeah, we just wanted to confirm that really before we decided properly with the customer what was going to happen.
So what we try and do is encourage people to decide on whether they're going to want more in the future or that is it and they're never going to want to change anything. So if you're going to do it once, do it right, innit, Ben?
Definitely.
100%. So if you think you're going to want more, I mean, in this case, it's the kind of statement doesn't apply because the original customer didn't actually have this work done, so it's kind of irrelevant. But for those of you thinking of having a build and, you know, whether you're going to stop at one particular point or whether you're going to go further in the future, it's always better to be prepared, isn't it, Ben? And it'll save you money in the long run.
To be fair, in this instance, it's kind of not the end of the world. I mean, yeah, okay, so the turbo kit is no good for where we want to go with it, but ultimately, the engine is the important one. Like, the amount of people we've had come in for a block mod, for example, no mention of any kind of future plans, you know, for chasing power or anything like that. Just booked in for a block mod, fine, do the job. And you're checking them out in the reception, they're paying the bill, and they're like, right, we'll see you in see you in 12 months. I'm going to have the engine forged. I'm going to have the engine forged, and you're like, oh my God, honestly.
We're just about to undo what we've done, and you're just about to pay for a gasket again, you know, and all the associated bits and everything.
The whole lot, the whole block mod job, apart from the shims, which essentially, you know, cost nothing as part of the package. Everything is scrap, and you're just like, yeah, it's a massive waste of money. So yeah, just like we said, you know, knowing where you're going ultimately is definitely
100%
definitely the way to go.
So if we're going to go through this kind of vehicle and viewers know where it stands at the moment, I think we probably need to get the bonnet open and have a look at it ourselves, because I haven't actually looked at this car yet at all. I haven't had the bonnet up. I've looked it over, taken the images for the workshop app and everything else, but other than that, I haven't done anything with it. I haven't viewed it at all. So we're probably, I think we're best placed to switching over to Mikey's handheld version and going from there. What's your thoughts, Ben? I should be hand back over ownership of the camera to Mikey.
Yeah, definitely.
Or should we carry on doing this handheld and we'll get dead close like this and out of focus and all that jazz?
I think your arms are getting tired and you're looking for any excuse to get rid of the camera.
I'm definitely looking for an excuse, mate.
Personally.
I don't need much. Oh, Mikey, I reckon that's got to be a better angle. And this is going to go smoother from here in. That is really tough. I didn't realise how difficult it was to hold the camera like that. Oh, it's just hard work. We're definitely going to have to get a solution if we're going to do more handheld. Whoever you are, whoever those YouTubers are that just hold the camera up by the lens and manage to keep it up there somewhere, fair play to you. No shoulder day for you. So underneath the bonnet, in this engine bay, it kind of looks fairly kind of normal, doesn't it, really? I think you'll agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Normal crossover. We've got the AirTech plenum, we've got a lovely, this is probably one of my favourite bits, and the unfortunate bit about this is that this is going, you know, we can't retain it. To do what we're going to do, which is just to briefly overview it, we're going to have a big turbo with a Sidewinder manifold, which has become synonymous with quite a lot of the builds that we've done over time, including Kerry's. So we're going to have a Sidewinder setup on this one. We're going to have to do away with this carbon case, which is a huge shame. We're also going to have to relocate the battery. It's got a breather kit on, which I can see already has got some weeping kind of through the hoses and stuff like that, the silicone hoses. So a couple of things that we're going to have to recommend on top of what we've already quoted. Now, this weapon is mainly used for track days. I didn't really hear him speak about driving, necessarily fast road driving or anything, did you?
No, I think it's pretty much track.
Yeah, and he seemed to have quite a lot of sessions. He has got some other vehicles as well, which is cool to know. Have we got a hybrid turbo here, or is it an actual conventionally hung manifold and big turbo?
From what I can see, it looks very much like it's got a cast AirTech manifold
So
on it.
log.
So I can see what should have been the wastegate flange on the top. So, but it's blanked off. So that is going to tell me that it's got an internally wastegated big turbo setup on it by the looks of it, or no wastegate.
What are we saying? Recently done then?
I don't know.
Within the last
when I
4
spoke,
or 5 years?
yeah, maybe. When I spoke to Pete and we suggested the kind of 10-year kind of time frame that we initially thought based on what the customer suggested, Pete was of the thought, you know, that it would be like a Borg Warner, an S200 or something that we were, you know, we're all kind of using back in the day, but we all know how long they lasted. So the reality is it's probably had a replacement turbo since it was originally done, I'd have thought.
It'd be interesting to find out, and we'll take you on the journey. That's what's interesting about this one, is that it's already got, so what would be referred to as a log, which is a cast manifold, and then the turbo mounted to it. This is going to go from, if it is internally wastegated, and we can't see a wastegate anywhere else, we haven't had, this is the first time genuinely that we've had the bonnet up on this car. You haven't had it up, have you, Ben?
No.
I certainly haven't. The car didn't arrive not that long ago, so we've not prepared ourselves. It's like a little kind of video, unannounced, and is as uncut as it gets because we're not prepared for this. So I'm going to take that, replace that with a side-mounted Sidewinder manifold, remote the battery, bring some of the other ancillary bits in. But before we even do that, all we're going to do, and this isn't for any other reason than being professional, which is to make sure that the engine is suitable in very many ways. So we're going to do a compression test. We're going to make sure there's no leaks anywhere that are glaring or anything like that. Remembering that this has been done a long time ago now and has been used for track, and we don't know the history before that. And then we're probably going to remove the cylinder head because we're going to take or make an assumption that it hasn't got any other headwork. And for the power level that the customer now wants to achieve without doing some headwork, putting some big valves in, putting at least the single springs in, then we're just not going to get the end result, because we're going to apply the same principles and tried and tested sort of packages, if you can call it that, to make sure that we can achieve what the customer wants. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm probably going to leave it at that, and then you can rejoin us. It might be in next week, it might be in the week afterwards, who knows, but the stuff is on order. Very many of the parts are already here, aren't they, Ben?
We've got some bits, yeah.
And we've actually sent some bits away, i.e. we're with vehicles like this, what we do is prepare a cylinder head as far as we can in advance so that we don't have to leave the vehicle as not running. In an instance like this, we'd like to sort of get it in and get it out, as it were, as close to that as you could possibly get. So we'll rejoin you next time with an update, probably taking the bits off. Although we might film it in one go, we might split that into two. Taking the bits off, letting you know what was actually fitted and what we find and what the outcome is and what knock-on effect that has to the project in terms of what we recommend to the customer. So you've all asked for it. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the filming to start off with. It probably won't get any better. I'm just being honest, Ben. you know, I'm going to get too close to you. I'm going to just not position my arm properly, and you're going to get really annoyed with me. So if you enjoy this content,
I'm so blank.
it's all right, I threw him under the bus again. So if you've enjoyed this content,
please let us know by liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell icon to stay notified, all that jazz.
and drop a comment down below
Yeah,
telling me how frustrating it is that I don't prepare Ben in any way, shape or form. This is all in my weird head, and I throw him under the bus every 10 seconds. We'll see you next week.